I never thought the worst betrayal of my life would come from the two people I loved the most, my husband Ethan and my sister Kelly. Growing up, Kelly and I were inseparable. We shared secrets, clothes, and inside jokes that only sisters understand. When Ethan and I got married, Kelly was my maid of honor. She cried as she helped me into my dress, telling me how happy she was for me, how lucky I was to have found a man who adored me. Ethan and I had been together for 5 years. Sure, we had our ups and downs, like every couple, but he was my safe place, my anchor. I thought we were solid, but looking back now, I realize I missed so many signs. It started with small things. Kelly started showing up at our house unannounced, dropping by to say hi when Ethan was home and I was still at work. She'd bring his favorite snacks, compliment his cooking, laugh a little too hard at his jokes. I thought it was just her being friendly, trying to bond with her brother-in-law. One evening, I got home early from work to surprise Ethan with dinner. I walked in and found them in the kitchen, Ethan standing too close, Kelly leaning against the counter, her hand on his arm. The way they both jumped when they saw me, like kids caught with their hands in the cookie jar, made my stomach twist. "Hey, babe," Ethan said, voice too casual. Kelly was just showing me some pictures from her vacation. I forced a smile. "Oh, that's nice." But my gut told me something wasn't right. That night, I lay in bed next to Ethan, staring at the ceiling. His breathing was steady, like he didn't have a care in the world. I wanted to believe it was all in my head, just a sister being friendly, a husband being polite, but the unease in my chest wouldn't go away. I decided I needed to know the truth, no matter how much it hurt. The next few days felt like I was living someone else's life. Ethan's smile felt forced, and every time my sister's name came up, his eyes darted away like a guilty child. Kelly, too, seemed to keep her distance, but whenever I saw her, she'd flash me that easy grin that used to make me feel safe. Now it made me feel sick. Mia, my best friend since college, was the first person I confided in. We met at our favorite cafe, a small place tucked away on a quiet street. I couldn't even bring myself to order. "Mia," I whispered, my voice trembling. "I think Ethan is with Kelly." Her eyes widened in horror. "Sarah, that's insane. She's your sister." "I know," I said, tears threatening to spill. "But I keep seeing things. The way he looks at her. The way they both freeze when I walk into a room. I can't shake it." Mia reached for my hand. "You need to know the truth. Otherwise, you'll go crazy." Her words stuck with me. That night, while Ethan slept beside me, I scrolled through his phone bill. My stomach dropped. Her number was there, over and over, at all hours of the night. I couldn't breathe. The next day, I decided to test them. I told Ethan I had to work late and asked Kelly if she'd like to come by the house to keep him company. Something she'd done before, under the guise of being a good sister. She agreed too quickly, her voice too bright. "Of course, sis. I'd love to hang out with him." I felt my heart shatter a little more. That evening, I parked a block away from our house and waited. My hands were clammy, my chest tight. When the clock hit 7:30, I walked quietly to the front door, praying I was wrong. But when I cracked it open, I heard them, laughing, whispering, their voices too close. I moved down the hallway and peeked into the living room. There they were, on the couch, her hand on his knee, his face turned toward her in a way that used to be just for me. My knees gave out. I had to grab the wall to stay upright. They didn't see me, and in that moment I realized that my worst fear wasn't just a suspicion, it was my reality. I stood there, hidden in the hallway, watching them laugh like they didn't have a care in the world. My own sister's hand rested on my husband's knee, like it belonged there. The way he looked at her, like she was his whole world, made my stomach twist into knots. I felt like I couldn't breathe. like the air in the house was suffocating me. I wanted to scream at them, to storm into the room and demand they tell me the truth, but I couldn't move. My feet were rooted to the floor, and all I could do was watch. After what felt like forever, Ethan leaned closer and brushed a strand of hair from Kelly's face. "You make me feel alive," he whispered. That was it. My heart shattered into a million pieces. Every memory we'd built together, every anniversary, every shared joke, every late night talk, felt like a lie. Kelly giggled, that soft laugh that used to make me feel safe. "I hate sneaking around," she said. "It feels wrong, but I can't help it." I bit my lip so hard I tasted blood. "Feels wrong? She was my sister." Ethan sighed. "I know. We have to tell her. It's not fair to her, or us." My hands clenched into fists. They were planning to tell me, like I was an obstacle to be dealt with, not a person with feelings. I backed away slowly, praying they wouldn't hear me. My mind was racing, a million questions swirling in my head. How long had this been going on? When had I stopped being enough for him? I slipped out the front door, heart pounding. I called Mia with shaking hands. "Mia," I sobbed. "It's true. I saw them. I heard them. They're together." She was quiet for a moment. Then her voice came, steady and strong. "Sarah, come to my place. You shouldn't be alone tonight." The ride over was a blur. Tears blurred the streetlights into a river of pain. I couldn't believe the two people I loved most had betrayed me like this. When I got to Mia's, she wrapped me in a hug that felt like home. "You are not alone in this," she whispered. "You're stronger than you think." But in that moment, I didn't feel strong. I felt broken. I spent that night on Mia's couch, staring at the ceiling, the events of the evening replaying in my mind like a horror movie I couldn't turn off. Every laugh, every stolen touch between Ethan and Kelly felt like a knife twisting in my chest. By morning, I was exhausted but resolute. I couldn't let them continue to lie to my face. I needed to confront them both, to reclaim my voice, my power. I called Ethan first. He answered on the second ring, his voice bright and innocent. "Hey, babe, everything okay?" I took a deep breath. "We need to talk, both of you, now." He hesitated, the smile gone from his voice. "What's this about?" "You know exactly what it's about," I said, my voice steady despite the tremble in my hands. "Be at the house in an hour. Bring Kelly." When I got there, they were already sitting on the couch, side by side like partners in crime. Ethan looked pale. Kelly wouldn't even meet my eyes. I stood in front of them, arms crossed, trying to steady my heart. "How long?" I asked. Ethan shifted uncomfortably. "A few months," he muttered. Kelly's lip quivered. "Sarah, I'm so sorry. I never meant to." I cut her off. "Stop. Don't insult me with half-truths. You both knew what you were doing." She burst into tears, but I felt nothing. My sister, the one who'd held my hand through every heartbreak, the one who'd sworn to have my back, had become the source of my deepest pain. Ethan reached for my hand, but I pulled away. "Don't," I said. "You made your choice." I felt a strange calm settle over me, a clarity I hadn't felt in weeks. "I'm done," I said simply. "With both of you." Ethan's eyes widened. "Sarah, please." "No," I interrupted, my voice strong. "You made your bed. Now lie in it." I walked out of that house, head high, tears streaming down my face, but a weight lifted from my chest. I knew the road ahead would be hard. Lawyers, paperwork, heartbreak, but I also knew I'd survived the worst of it. Mia was waiting for me outside. She wrapped her arms around me. "I'm proud of you," she whispered. And for the first time in weeks, I let myself believe her. I might have lost a husband and a sister, but I'd found something far more valuable. my strength, my voice, and the knowledge that I deserved better than betrayal.